I'm Rivka and I'm here for a complete makeover. I want my hair to be a bit more playful and feminine, absolutely.
The color.
A little bit of color.
A little bit.
Lots of color. Yeah, something totally different, please.
Will you turn around to show your hair?
Yeah.
They can see it also in the photos, of course. And so a year ago that you went to me.
Yes, it's
you can see it on the outgrow.
Yes.
Okay, let's start on you, love.
Yes.
Hello friends on YouTube. Got me a new model, got me a new cap. Start of course like always with protection. And we're gonna make her a feminine new hairstyle. Pin the hairs up, clip them away. Gonna do this cut with a hot razor, and a lot of you are commented on the razor that it gives split ends. It's not true. Hot razor don't split the ends, and that's for certain. Start wetting the hair. Now what you can see on Rivka is her back is now totally flat. So, and she has a really beautiful skull, so I want to give this shape into the hairstyle. Take all the hairs to the back. Leaving the underlength. There we can play with. Part hairs on the skull bone. Because I need that. It's a bit hard to do with a brush, of course, but it is possible. Take all the hairs to the back. Get them on the skull bone. Pin them aside and start with an underline. You were thinking I'll start on the upper hair, but it's not true. Start in the neckline. Wet this, of course, also. Get to my hot razor. Put in the underline. Start in the center. Now I don't want a straight line into the neckline, I want a playful line into the neckline, but I want to have certainly a bob, and certainly I want to get use of the skull bone, so to give it a lot of power.
Yeah.
Power up, girl.
Yeah.
Work this line on the natural lines. So don't go into the hairlines, but just on the line of the hairline. Take the hairs to the back. Start in the center line. And Rivka has very fine hair, but hair enough.
Yeah. Still.
Still in Dutch is don't say anything. Just be quiet. But also, it's enough. The only thing what you need to do when you work with a hot knife is you have to wet the hairs. Otherwise you cannot seal them. Because the proteins of the hairs are sealed by the heat of the blades, and the blades are 190 degrees Celsius. So that's a lot. And when you hear us talk to each other, it's Dutch, what we do, not German. Free the upper hair. Take it to the back, watch at the line. Now all the hairs are to the back, so what I do is twist them one time, a total twist. Take a little bit more length because I can still work it out. And then with my hot knife I go in.
Te laat om het te bedenken.
Yeah, so you cannot go back now. And I work it out playful, not a stiff bob. So make use of all the natural shapes of her hair. I'm also surprised with the color.
Oh boy.
Oh boy, oh boy. A cowboy. No, a boy, boy.
Oh boy, boy.
So now I get that real funky feeling. Watch at the curves. I can see the curves, how they flow. Only with the tip of my knife I go in and create a softness into the line. So no hard lines. Take the hairs from the front to the back and do the same. Use the natural roundings. So if you have a rounding, take it into the lines. The same I do on the other side. Turn it so you can see this also. Take it to the center line, go in with my tip, only with the tip, and connect the lines to that. Have the hairs from the front, lay them into the rounding of the skull, so I get extra length, but also the shape of the skull into the line. And holding it playful. In the center, I go a little bit higher up, so I create a wig. So you can see it falls like that. So I get a lot of fun afterwards in this bob. Take some new hair on it. Go to the center of the skull. Take first the right side. Dat is niet genoeg aan het eind van de dag. Hè? Again, take it over the rounding. Use the rounding. So lay over the rounding. Get use of the skull shapes. And make use of it. Very gently go in. Beautiful thing of this knife is that you never feel it pulling. It just glides through the hairline. The clock is ticking. It's 7 o'clock. So now I worked about 11 hours. But I really like the clock. So every time, just with the tip of my knife, lay it again into the roundings, use the roundings as the first time, and see how playful it will be. So you get a lot of shape and a lot of volume, even with thin hair. Go to the other side, have to turn a bit so you can see what I'm doing. Turn the ball till above the ear. Notice that there is a crown area in the center. Take the hairs over to the center line, start in the center line. Again with the tip. And then go into the runnings of the skull. Again, use the running of the skull, lay it in the shape. Taking your line on it. Go to the fall of the skull from the center line. Wet it again. That's the only thing that's a bit hard to do, because every time you have to wet the hair when you work with a hot tool. Take it over the running again, knowing that this is also the length on the front. Take also the other part on it. My comb is gotten a little bit wet, so I only have to do the ends. So now see how wonderful this shape is and how wonderful playful it looks already. And it's not even ready yet. So turn it back.
I can feel it already.
Yeah. Joy to my hair. Oh, it's also nice to have all the blonde off.
Yeah.
It's only dry after a year.
Yeah.
Go to the first line, take it over the line, get in again with my tip. Take all the hairs over the ear line, onto the rounding of the skull, pull them to the center, hold my knife into the shape of the chin line, so I cover the natural lines. I mostly do because I really like it when it suits on a person. Coming to the last line, like the other side, my comb is still a little bit wet. Take the hairs over to the center line. So now the back is already ready. You see how wonderful this looks and how wonderful the shape is. Well, look how much volume she has even on wet hair. So I think this is wonderful. So now I go to the front. Corrected the line a little bit. It's not much. Of course I do this on both sides. So create it into the fall. Now before I go any further, I'm going to show you something. In winter time, the bloodstream on the skull is very tough because the hairs, the muscles on the hairs pull the hairs down and you have no bloodstream at all at the top. So you can massage this like this. And you have to do this because you want to have the best effect and the best condition of hair. But what you can also do is hair pulling. You set a person you're going to hair pull, or you do it yourself, in front of you. You take the hairs up and you use the hairs as a pump. You take the skin a little bit high up. This takes also out the tension and all the hard things you get in life because you have them all on top. But what you do is you pull the muscles up, you pull the bloodstream up, and when you loosen it, it relaxes. So it pumps only one way, so you create a lot of bloodstream into the top of your head. but it also relaxes. And this is a wonderful thing to do. And when you do this to a girlfriend or to anybody else, it's very nice to do. It relaxes, it is lovely, it means nothing, but it can give you a lot of effect, certainly when you're in love with each other. How does that feel?
Oh, just what I needed.
Very relaxing.
Very relaxing.
I see customers, when I do this in the salon, I tell all the customers this. They go down, they see them relaxing. In a minute, they are totally relaxed. So do this for yourself or for another. Ja, nou gaan we eens even kijken wat we gaan doen met die voorkant. Gonna part me some hair and apart from the back of the fontanelle. Let the rest hair aside and to the back. Watch what's happening on the hairs, so you can see this is laying flat, that's jumping up. So when I want to create a fringe, I have to remember that this is jumping up. So I have to work on that. Wet it a bit, take the hairs, lay them into the running, watch at the lines of a skull, turn the hairs a little bit. Now work with a flat knife, get rid of all the blood in the front, sounds good. But I have also then much better hair, so it feels much nicer. And when you do this with a knife, when she throws this to the back, you don't even see it laying on the hairs. That's the nice thing of that. Now this is ultra fine hair. So wet it a little bit more. Take it to the front. Watch again at the roundings of the skull. Go gently in. Don't pull on the hairs, otherwise you don't see what they do. Give them a nice shape on the frame of the face. The same I do on the other side. It's not much the fine hairs, it's only the parts that are the holy bone. To correct them a little bit. And the nice thing of the hot tool is it never irritates the skin. The hairs that lay on the skin are not irritated because the ends are sealed, so they never get into the skin. So just laying softly on this, and when she throws this to the back, you don't see it laying. So when she wants to wear it like a straight bob, she can wear it like a straight bob. Yeah. The only thing I do now is go to the center line on top, take the hair straight up, control the length, watch what I can take off. It's not much, only about 10 hairs or something like that, but it can make a difference. That's a nice thing of working with a hot tool. You can put your thumb on it as long as your hair is a little bit moist. Don't have to be totally wet. So now this cut is ready, so I can make her a nice new color. Voel hoe je haar voelt.
Exciting. Oh,
Lekker hè?
wow.
Je hebt daarin by creating the color. Now I use the color of kin, put in protection system like I always do. I want the best result, but she's going to get a nice red, not normal red, but also with a slight tone of violet in it. So she create a wonderful new hairstyle on her. The wonderful thing of Kin products is that they're ultra soft for the hairs, and you don't have to be afraid that the colors travel back very fast, because they last for a long time. Apply this on the line just about a centimeter above the ear. In the underlines I put a little bit black into the line, so I create a darker under color, so I get more shape into the hairstyle. And then I'm gonna work also a highlight on top in the same time the color develops. But I'll show you in a second. I will do that because I had a dream, like Martin Luther King had. I mostly think about how to create a hairstyle. For example, I'm going to make a crazy hairstyle, but punky hairstyle on a model of mine. So I mostly do this first on the doll, because I really like to work it out in front of it, especially when I use a lot of techniques into the lines of cutting. So yeah, I want to get first the feeling if things are possible. So also with her, I had a dream about what I would like to do in coloring. This was the first color, so you can see the color line. I put a photo also into the video. And in the rest of the bowl, this amount, I put a little bit black. So in the underline, I will make the color even darker. Don't have to use developer extra because the color is darker, so you have more pigment. And this I put in the underlines before I lay the upper hair back on this. Go back to my comb, lay the hairs back on the natural shapes. Clean my comb a little bit, and then lay the up hair over the rest hair into the line of cutting. So now I have my bob laying in the line it should lay. Now I know that I started on the back on the fontanelle, so I take myself a plastic foil, I put a little hole in it. Lay this all on the same line, on top of the hairs. Take a comb with a spike on it, pull the hairs up, lay them on the foil. I'll make myself a little sun feeling into the top line. And on this I put a little bit of bleach. It's only with 3%, but it gives a lighter color, of course, in the same line as the color is. Take it on the foil. Don't go to the implant, of course, stay about a centimeter away of that. This will just give a sunny feeling on top. Then I take out my cloths, close my plastic foil, we're gonna wait for 25 minutes, and then we're back, go for a coffee or tea. And you just stay there because we're back in less than a second. When this is closed, I'm back again. I can imagine how fast this goes. So don't go away. Back from coloring after 25 minutes, rinse it out. Now to style the hair, I use the zero weight gel of Lanza. This is the mouth, it's fluid, smells always delicious. Again, take my Olivia garden brush to brush it through the hairs. And start blow drying with a medium brush. Kom niet iedere dag doen, hè, dit, hè?
Nee.
Snap je wel.
Ik weet ook niet of ik dat elke dag ga doen. Of,
Nee, dat moet je ook niet doen. Jij moet gewoon lekker op de kop gaan hangen. Lekker volume erin polsen. En daar is het.
Ja.
En even de föhn terug laten lopen. Dat is echt super leuk, dan hoef je er niks voor te doen. So far blow drying. Now before I end style the hairs, I take off Lanza a hairspray that I can still play with. So it gives me a lot of freedom in movement. It smells also very nice.
Very nice.
And I don't want to stiffen the hairs. I want to keep them as playful as I can. Finish this hairstyle, I take a little bit finish spray of Lanza. And the nice thing of this product is it adds also a little bit shine to the hairs. Especially when it's a little bit moist outside, it keeps the hair the way you style it. Leuk, die lichte lijntjes ook prachtig erin. Je maakt het net even ietsjes...
Wat ik zo zie, dan voel ik me net een Française.
Ja, dat ben je ook een beetje.
Leuk.
And for so far the new hairstyle and color of Rifka. I thank her for being my model. I thank you for watching. And she will turn around to show you the end result. We see each other next video. Bye bye. Oké, mag je een rondje draaien? Dat is een heel ander kopie. Dankjewel.
Yay, dankjewel. And I'm here for a complete makeover. I want my hair to be a little bit more playful and feminine, absolutely.
The color.
A little bit of color.
A little bit.
Lots of color. Yeah, something totally different, please.
Will you turn around to show your hair?
Yeah.
They can see it also in the photos, of course.